American effort at this moment, and they have been really under a lot of pressure and been forced mostly off the map. We are seeing some mines being laid down here in the trench, not a bad spot, but again, perhaps protecting some of these points would also be a very good idea. Perhaps with some barbed wire. Pioneers, though, coming under fire, keep moving about. Medic bunker still nearby. MG42. While it is good to have it a bit at the rear, again, you might also want to place it a bit closer to the front line so you can in fact cover your infantry. And we are seeing a large gathering of forces. Sniper now joining in as well, while Wehrmacht forces are again a bit too spread out, and of course allowing the Americans to push much harder here. Grenadiers still on the field with Panthers, apparently expecting some armor. And with nothing to deal with that sniper though. The sniper will rule a bit supreme, I suspect. And there we go. Grenadier cut down. Shot right through the head in his prime. He shall no longer be serving the fatherland. Sniper lining up for a second shot, and another grenadier goes down. And my goodness, this one actually survives. In fact, also note that some things do have a tendency of leaving less casualties, some more snipers, less actual wounded troops. Flamethrowers the same, regular rifle shots, they have a larger chance. So such things can also be kept in mind, of course. And the sniper, will he make it out of there? No. Shot right through the head in the back. Now the medics though moves in. Sniper getting suppressed. Volksgrenadiers moving in, awfully alone and exposed. But now we are seeing further Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers moving in, using this bunker as a repair point. And we are seeing a mortar really improving the defenses here. Sniper coming under a lot of fire, and we are seeing for the fatherland being used. In fact, let's go to Gurfo, who of course has gone for defensive for the fatherland. Not entirely sure it's going to be that much of a help on this large map. Perhaps Blitzkrieg or Terror would be of much greater help. Mortar rounds landing amongst American infantry, doing quite a bit of damage, forcing one team to retreat. And Volksgrenadiers are for some reason retreating, despite, you know, having for the fatherland up. And again, remember, heavy cover is directional, so standing on the wrong side is not going to do anything for you. It is not some sort of magical talisman, it's cover, and cover only works when it's in front of you and in the way of the opponent's bullets. While over here we are seeing riflemen slowly approaching Volksgrenadiers. Veterans who won. Might not end up well for the Volksgrenadiers though, because this is going to be rather dicey for them. There's a lot of chances where the riflemen can easily get up close. Some barbed wire might help those Volksgrenadiers though, or some sandbags. Mortar blasting away, putting the pressure on here, and we are seeing airborne being dropped in from Major Rommelslayer, or we shall just call him Major Slayer, the most brutal of the airborne, or something like that. 82nd Airborne joining in the fun for the airfield as the 17th Luftwaffe Division really does its best, sending out its better troops, the Grenadieren, probably from one of the more veteran divisions, or regiments I suppose. Those might have existed.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Although not entirely sure if they would have been organized like other divisions and had their own fusilier regiments. And for those wondering what the devil is that, was basically the division's sort of regimental elite and also scout division, and were basically composed of some of the better and brighter troops, which basically allowed the division to sort of have its own small elite, which could be thrust into more dangerous situations, and also some be counted on to do the more dangerous reconnaissance, which can you do need the brighter and more bolder troops at the front. So that's a fun fact. Keep firing away at these pioneers. From the north, riflemen are moving in. Grenadiers sneaking about. Oh dear, they're going to be caught in the path of all these riflemen. For the fatherland shall not help them here, but it's still going up, going to help these pioneers though. And we are seeing airborne moving in with recoilless rifles. Mortar a bit exposed, MG42 setting up as well. And we are seeing a satchel charge being dumped on the bunker. Probably won't do annihilate it, no. The defensive upgrade that means that bunkers are much tougher is in fact in place. Rifle, my goodness, why is he sending out those grenadiers to seize a point out in the middle of the open while two rifleman teams are firing at them? My goodness, are you... oh dear. That was just terrible. I hope the ghosts of those grenadiers shall haunt him forever. Medics moving back, some pioneers So wounded. Volksgrenadiers also taking heavy losses. My goodness, this is just terrible. And we are seeing some Pumas being rushed in from a nearby division, perhaps, yes. To provide some heavier firepower might do a bit of help, but again, recalling this rifle might make short of it. We shall of course have to see how this goes. Americans really laying down the pressure now and just getting more and more airborne. Apparently these Volksgrenadiers are not looking too happy though. Caught amongst all these crates. They are a bit isolated from the rest of the entire Wehrmacht efforts. And riflemen taking up position behind these sandbags. Airborne moving in with their carbines, and a Volksgrenadier goes down, forcing the last two to retreat. Puma sneaking about, getting the 50mm gun upgrade. The 50mm gun upgrade basically being a turret with the 50mm gun, which is in fact is from a prototype tank, which was known as the Leopard. The Leopard never actually got around to anything, but they apparently decided the turret could still be used for the schwere Panzerspähwagen, so which got named the Puma. And for Germany, it exclaims before firing away with its new 50mm gun. And my goodness, mortar round hits the engine and damages it. That's not a good start. Second Puma though on the field. Medic bunker almost ready and getting repaired once more to sort of fix those damages by the satchel charge. Not a lot of infantry after that grenadier loss, and no replacements. Puma sneaking in from the side, blasting away those mortars with its autocannon. And does look like the Wehrmacht commander is not having much luck in holding either of those two fuel points, constantly shifting from one to the other, which is certainly not going to do him much great help, and in fact will be to the advantage of the American, of course. And medics are killed by mortars. My goodness, those medics are just getting slaughtered. And sniper fire blasting away at this MG42 teams. No counter snipers, no bikes, no actual efforts to actually deal with the snipers. A bit unfortunate, and now mortar rounds killing MG42 gunners as well, and he just keeps on reinforcing, but no, there he goes, actually getting it out of there. Volksgrenadiers firing away with submachine guns, but oh my goodness, just getting cut down as well. Pumas on the field firing away these riflemen, and a mortar round just blows away several of them, leaving behind only one fellow, and he's not in a happy position. Sniper though continuing his merry job, now taking out this mortar team. Oh my goodness. What was that? A medic? Was it a Volksgrenadiers? What was it that was sniped there? He will have to retreat, this mortar team though, I fear. Or something else. Now we are seeing pioneers moving out, and the sniper pulls away as Volksgrenadiers and a Sturk for Luftwaffe Feld Division Sturk Abteilung moving in. Mortar rounds killing numerous airborne, and a fresh grenadier team out from the bunker. Looks like the situation has been stabilized just barely on the front. And we are seeing the Volksgrenadiers hitting a mine. Not the best of luck. The Americans does seem to be better at mining things. And we are seeing further and further airborne being sent in, apparently relying on them an awful lot, which of course allows them to rather directly reinforce on the field, getting him a great tactical mobility on this rather open map, which is of course nothing to be scoffed at. And now we are seeing an anti-tank gun being dropped in the hangar. And my goodness, a Sturk 4 without support. That's what you call a very bad thing. And there we go, anti-tank on spotting this chance of opportunity. And the Sturk is going to go up. I suspect the engine is already damaged, and one more shot. And serious engine damage is being reported. And there we go, Sturk 4 is lost. What a waste of good war material. Pioneers seizing the central area. And another Sturk 4 being sent out. No veterancy though for the armor. That could really be of help, really decreasing the damage taken, which might have in fact allowed this Sturk 4 to get out of there instead of just being a wreck. But then again, supporting the Sturk might also have been a much better option instead of just sending in alone without any support at all. Now seeing Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers moving in. Anti-tank gun opening fire once more. Riflemen moving in from the south, airborne from the west, and a jeep from the north. And Volksgrenadiers are a bit out in the open. Grenades being dropped on the riflemen. Oh my goodness, might be those. Yes, our rifleman team is down, and Opel Blitz is also lost, but no one cares. I'm afraid they can't be used. And we are seeing a Volksgrenadier team being cut down. Rifleman with Veterancy 2 absolutely smashing. Could it be that, yes, he has in fact got both upgrades for the supplier, decreasing upkeep, which is very good, and also increasing the rate of veterancy for his infantry, which is even better. Absolutely brilliant, and good job, Major Slayer. Grenadiers continue to fight, dropping a grenade. Puma joining in. One airborne goes down, but those Volksgrenadiers aren't really putting on the pressure. Puma moving in to flank the anti-tank gun. Stug moving in to join the fun as well. Volksgrenadiers charging. Grenadiers are nearby. The Jeep just continues to have fun with 5 kills now. In fact, Puma continues to flank. One is down on the anti-tank gun. Airborne keeps pressing on, and now further airborne rifleman and the sniper are on the spot. Puma taking quite a bit of fire, and my goodness, is that another Stug right in the line of fire of the anti-tank gun? Get out of there, Stug. Get out of there in the name of the fatherland. And the Stug is now apparently completely cut off behind enemy lines, or what? No, there is a small sliver chance it might get out of there while the Americans are busy with everything else. And another fellow is sniped by that most bastardly sniper. While the mortar team is nearby as well, really increasing the firepower available for the Americans. And we are hearing something else, a Nebelwerfer. Werfing its Nebels, or rockets. Nebels not actually meaning rockets, it's basically smoke, but there you go. And pinning down these airborne, but only killing one fellow. Not the best of shots. Stug, oh dear, it's caught. Oh my goodness, it's getting torn apart. And is lost. Gaining veterancy 2 for these infantrymen. And a swift counterattack is initiated to avenge the fallen Stug, but I fear it's too late. And the sniper continues his dirty work on the western front. Puma trying to cover this area, blasting away. The mortar team might also try to catch this sniper out in the open. And instead focuses down the rifleman instead of perhaps the more squishy threat, the sniper. While the bunker is now lost to mortar fire. Absolute nice job, and let us return to Major Slayer. German infantry out in the open, and Puma is getting awfully close to the American infantry, although looks like one chap might be going down, and we are seeing a strafing run right on this huge clumped up troop of German troops, killing numerous soldiers of the Wehrmacht, and the grenadier team is lost to the sniper, who all retreat. It looks like this Puma might be lost as well, as now recalling his rifles blast away. My goodness, this is absolutely horrific losses for the 17th Luftwaffe Feld Division, tasked with holding the airfield. And the mortar is also left devastated and alone. This is not looking good at all. Nebelwerfer rockets being launched in an attempt to help out the Puma, but not doing an awful lot. And we are seeing some grenadiers from the south who shall win this fight. A lot of manpower being floated for the American player by the way. Could easily get some armor for all of that. Shen would definitely turn the tide. And looks like this Puma is gone. Or not. MG42 covering the retreat. Airborne firing up, hoping to catch and hunt down this Puma. And instead being forced to retreat in the face of all these Volksgrenadiers. Puma back at the base, but heavily damaged.
We can airdrop resources now.
And there are in fact no pioneers to actually repair it. Oh wait, there we are, but they are far too distanced. And Volksgrenadiers moving in, apparently standing right out in the opening instead of actually trying to get close with them.